They handcuffed a 78-year-old Army veteran in broad daylight, and what they didn't know was that he was already working with the FBI. Sunday afternoon, that late kind of hour where the sunlight leans sideways, slipping through the pine trees and painting everything gold. Leonard Whitfield, folks, just called him. Lenny was heading home from Cobb's Hardware off Highway 43. He had a brown paper bag in the passenger seat with a box of nails, a quart of oil, and a handful of screws, nothing fancy. His 2004 Crown Vic rattled a little when idling, but he kept it in pristine shape, waxed the hood every second Sunday, like clockwork. That car had more soul than most men, he used to joke. He was wearing his old Army jacket, zipper halfway up, patches faded to near gray, elbows soft with wear. It wasn't for attention. That jacket had seen war, funerals, flag-draped caskets. He didn't wear it for people. He wore it because it was part of him. Lenny had served 24 years Vietnam, 2 tours in the Middle East, a couple in Europe. After retirement, he and his wife came back to a little place outside of Reeltown, Alabama. Quiet house, slow days, simple life. After she passed, it got even quieter. He kept mostly to himself, helped a neighbor's boy with math, fixed whatever needed fixing, and drove into town once or twice a week. So when an old sheriff's cruiser pulled out behind him on County Road 14, Lenny didn't think much of it. Speed limit was 45, he was going 38. Still, after a minute, the blue lights popped on. Lenny blinked, pulled into the gravel lot of the dusty old gas station with 2 pumps and a row of rusted folding chairs where old men usually sat talking nonsense about college football. 3 people were sitting out front. All of them turned. Lenny rolled down the window, hands on the wheel. 2 deputies stepped out. White. One had a buzz cut and mirrored sunglasses, looked like someone who'd memorized a handbook but skipped the chapter on humanity. The other was younger, jaw set tight, like he was always chewing invisible gum. "You know why we pulled you over?" Buzzcut asked, tone already full of suspicion. Lenny kept it calm. "No, sir. Don't believe I was speeding." "License and registration," the younger one demanded. Lenny nodded, slow and deliberate, handed over his wallet and papers. A military ID slipped out with them. "Where'd you get this car?" Buzzcut asked. "It's mine," Lenny replied evenly. "Had it near 20 years. Bought it from Johnson Ford up in Opelika." Buzzcut looked at the plate, squinted like it was lying to him. "You match a description." "A description of what?" Lenny asked. "Stolen vehicle. Older black male, driving a brown Ford." Lenny just blinked. "That's all it takes now?" Buzzcut's whole posture stiffened. "Step out of the vehicle." "I don't see why." "I said step out." Before he could finish unbuckling, the younger one yanked the door open and grabbed him. Lenny stumbled, knees slamming into the pavement. The Army jacket didn't cushion much. Chairs scraped across concrete. A woman shouted, "What are y'all doing?" He didn't do anything. "Ma'am, step back," Buzzcut barked. "I'm filming this," she said, phone already up. "Y'all hurting that old man." Handcuffs clicked around Lenny's wrists. His breath stayed steady, but his heart did not. The young one leaned in and muttered something about teaching respect. Lenny looked up, not afraid, just disappointed. They yanked him up, rough, shoved him toward the cruiser. He didn't resist, just watched the trees pass through the window on the way to the station. His wrists ached. His pride didn't. But the people who saw what happened, they weren't quiet. Word moved faster than the patrol car. At the station, they walked Lenny through the back doorway from the lobby. Not protocol, just avoidance. Sergeant Wade Crenshaw and Deputy Salters, those were their names. Crenshaw looked him over, scoffed at the Army jacket. "Where'd you really get this?" he sneered, flipping Lenny's military ID. "eBay." Lenny didn't look at him. "That ID is real. You can scan the barcode if you like." Crenshaw stepped in closer. "I don't care if it's real. You don't talk back." Salters laughed, but it was hollow. He wasn't sure how far this would go, and Crenshaw was enjoying it a little too much. "I served 24 years, Lenny said. "You don't have to treat me like a criminal." "Then act like someone who earned respect," Crenshaw growled. Lenny met his eyes. "Respect isn't something you handcuff." The door creaked open. A rookie deputy stuck his head in. "Sergeant, got a problem. Someone posted the arrest video. It's going viral." Crenshaw stiffened. Let me guess, gas station on 14. Yes, sir. How many saw it? 4 or 5. One filmed. Said she's posting it. Back in the lobby, phones started ringing. Local news first, then civil rights groups. A Montgomery pastor reposted the video with the caption, "This is the face of Alabama justice in 2025. Then the sheriff showed up. Sheriff Glenn McMullen. 6 years in office, and suddenly looking 6 years older. Get those cuffs off him. Now. Crenshaw hesitated. I said now. Salters stepped forward. Unlock them. McMullen turned to Lenny. Mr. Johnson, is it? Lenny raised an eyebrow. It's Whitfield. McMullen cleared his throat. Right. Mr. Whitfield. We're going to straighten this out. You already had your chance, Lenny said quietly. You're free to go, McMullen said. It was a mistake. Mismatched description. No, Lenny deplaid. They acted on something else. He picked up his army jacket, brushed it off, walked out past the men who cuffed him. No apology. Just silence. Outside, cameras waited. A reporter shouted, Is it true they accused you of stealing your own car? Lenny looked straight at her and then at the lens. You saw what they did. And then he walked away. But back inside, something else was brewing. 2 unmarked black SUVs had pulled up. Government plates. Feds. Special Agent Donovan Reeves. Civil Rights Division. With him, Agent Marquez. We're here about Mr. Leonard Whitfield, Reeves said, flashing his badge. They didn't yell. Didn't threaten. They just walked in like the walls belonged to them. We want cruiser cam, arrest logs, internal statements, Reeves said. That's sealed unless you. Reeves placed a folder on the desk. You want to read that? McMullen opened it, and his jaw tightened. You're telling me he's what? A witness? No, Marquez said. Mr. Whitfield is a cooperating party in a federal civil rights investigation. He's been providing us notes, badge numbers, stops, dates. He's got the kind of memory courts trust. They play the cruiser footage. Watch Lenny get yanked out. No resistance. No threat. Just a man falling. That, Reeves said, is a federal witness you manhandled. Crenshaw went pale. Salters said nothing. And then the statements began. Salters caved first. Crenshaw said he matched the description. I just followed. You followed someone into abuse, Marquez said. Crenshaw was colder. Denied everything. I didn't touch him. Reeves slid the paused image across the table. Lenny, mid-fall. He didn't resist. Crenshaw said nothing more. That night, Brenda Latimerith, woman who filmed it, walked into the station. Nervous but firm. He's a good man, she said. Helped me once when I couldn't afford groceries for my sick son. I told him I'd pay him back. Guess I just did. Outside, a small crowd was forming. Homemade signs. Quiet chants. Justice for Mr. Whitfield. Within days, the clip hit national news. CBS, NBC, even a Washington Post alert. Vietnam vet cuffed in Alabama, feds investigating. At the sheriff's office, panic. Internal affairs came down hard. Crenshaw got fired. Salters went on leave. At a church service that Sunday, Lenny finally spoke. No media, just neighbors. I fought for this country, he said, and I'm still fighting to be seen as a man. Maybe it's not just a few bad apples. Maybe it's the whole damn tree. The room went silent. Weeks passed. A state rep announced a new bill, mandatory body cams for all departments. But Lenny stayed quiet until a young reporter, Tara Mendel, sat down with him for one last interview. What did it feel like, she asked. He paused. You ever been embarrassed for no reason? She nodded. I want folks to stop acting surprised, he said. This isn't a glitch. It's the system doing what it was built to do. And just before the interview ended, he looked into the camera. If they think I'm too old to stand up, they ain't been watching. 2 days later, a young man from the DOJ came to his house with a framed letter signed by the U.S. Attorney General. Lenny read it. Didn't smile. Just nodded. This ain't about recognition, he said. It's about respect. He mailed the letter to his niece with a note. Keep this safe. I don't need it on my wall. I need it to mean something. That weekend, under a pecan tree in Reeltown Park, Lenny stood among neighbors and strangers. A little boy gave him a card that said, Thank you for not giving up. Brenda stood beside him. You think it's changing? She asked. Lenny shrugged. Change don't come in waves. Comes in drops. But sooner or later, the bucket fills. That night, as he folded his army jacket and turned off the porch light, Lenny looked out the window. No headlines. No speeches. Just peace. And that's what he fought for all along. If this story moved, you didn't let it end here. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Tell us what justice means to you. Tell us where you draw the line and whether it's ever been crossed in your town. Let's keep the conversation going. For Lenny, and for every voice still waiting to be heard.